Hey, morning guys. We are continuing side dressing our corn, putting 28% nitrogen on. We got about 1/10 of an inch of rain yesterday, which isn't much, but we haven't had much since planting, so every little bit helps at this point. So we have a couple of days left for side dressing, and then that'll be done. So we got one rig here running, or about to run, and then we got one running down here. We have 3 of these total. That one that you see right there and this one here are actually the corn planting tractors, and then we take the planters off and put the applicators on, and the other one is just another tractor we have. So they are Blue Jet AT3000s. They have a 1,000-gallon tank, so they do 12 rows at a time, and then we put 360 Y drops on them. So Yield 360 manufactures them, and we'll show you a little bit about how those work. I actually do not run an applicator. Usually they're doing this when I'm spraying corn, so these guys do it, and then when I'm available, haul 28 to them. So it's the same truck that we use to tend to the sprayer. We just take all the totes off and then put nitrogen instead of water in the tank. You can see right here, this has already been done. So what it does is it just dribbles the nitrogen on top right next to the roots of the corn. Usually we get it a little bit closer to the corn. I mean, it's pretty close here, but we've had to move the hoses towards the center of the row just a little bit because the corn is small because of the lack of rain that we've had. So these two guys will run together on a lot of fields because they are the same tractors as the corn planters, so they can share their coverage maps together. I figured as long as we're down here watching the corn applicators, we'll see how the kill's doing on the stuff we sprayed last week. So this is all water hemp. It's in the amaranth family of weeds, and we have the hardest time killing water hemp. It's resistant to a lot of different chemicals, which is why we have to use the blend of herbicides that we do to try and kill it. But with the rain yesterday, it helped activate some of the residual chemicals, and we're starting to get pretty decent burn on it now. So I think we caught it early enough where we're gonna have decent control on it this year. We've got the 3 applicators, which means we have to have 3 trucks with tanks to haul the nitrogen to them. So we've got 2 running here and 1 running at a different farm, but they run, it takes about 45 minutes to get a tank out. So by the time we drive down, load, come back, it works out pretty good, 1-to-1 to run fertilizer to them. This is our liquid shed here. So we keep all of our spray chemicals in this building, and then we pull the tanks in and fill those with nitrogen. We have storage tanks outside, which I'll show you. And then this is our chemical eductor right here, because we are using nitrogen stabilizer because it was sunny and 85 degrees. So it will keep it from evaporating, and it would also keep it in the soil if we were to get a really hard rain. So we have the 3 tanks out here that we keep our nitrogen in, and then they are in this containment structure. So it is basically like a swimming pool, concrete walls, and then you can see there's a liner in here. So if any of these tanks were to rupture, it would contain the nitrogen and not let it go into the ground. Then we just have our pump here, and then the hose runs through that pipe, which runs underneath the driveway out to that PVC pipe there, so that we don't have a hose draped across the driveway. Hey guys, it's the next day, and we are at one of our off-site farms today. This farm is actually all soybeans, so we had some nitrogen brought in to these tanks this fall, thinking that we were going to plant some corn up here. Decided to switch everything to soybeans, so we are just going to haul it out of here and take it back home where we need it. These are two 2,500 gallon tanks, so there is enough room for one semi-load of nitrogen up here, and we have about 500 gallons left, and we're going to take it home and use it up there. Well, you guys get a surprise view from inside the applicator. He had to go for the day, so I'm going to hop in here and run the rest of this tank out. If the window wasn't so dirty, we got all three of us are running in this same field. It started raining, so that's a good thing. But in this applicator, we run Ravens 440 that controls what the applicator is doing, and then we also tie that to the 2630, and so the documentation and the gallons all goes to the 2630 as well for record keeping and that kind of stuff. And then the 2630 also gives us auto steer. So back to the RTK accuracy, we're auto steering right behind the corn planters. So we're doing 12 rows of corn with these. Matches up perfectly with the corn planters. So we're just following every path that the corn planter took. Well, that's it for that field, and we're gonna let it rain. And this is the last farm we have left. I think we have about 250 acres down here left to go. So we'll hopefully get this done tomorrow, and we will have our nitrogen all applied. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.